the river that sang. The first time Alara heard the river sing, she thought it was the wind playing tricks. She crouched by the mossy bank, her reflection shivering in the water, and listened. Beneath the rush of current and the splash of silverfish, a melody wove itself, fragile but unmistakable, a song, rising and falling like breath. "Papa," she whispered that evening, tugging at her father's sleeve as he mended nets by the hearth. "The river has a voice." Her father chuckled without looking up. "All rivers have voices, Alara. You've just got sharp ears." But Alara knew this was different. This wasn't the babble of water over stones. It was words, soft and sorrowful, as if the river itself carried secrets it longed to share. The next morning, she returned. Mist curled over the surface, and there was again the song. She leaned closer, her hair brushing the current. "Who sings?" she whispered. The river replied, its voice like 100 streams threaded together. "I am the keeper of forgotten stories. I sing for those who listen." Alara gasped and stumbled back. But the song lingered, coaxing her forward again. That night she dreamed of it, the river winding through endless lands, carrying not only water, but memories, laughter of children, farewells whispered by lovers, laments of kings whose thrones had crumbled. And in her dream, she saw a shadow, a figure wading through the waters, scooping up voices and clutching them tight, silencing the song. Over the following days, Alara returned again and again. She learned the river's melodies, sometimes soft as lullabies, sometimes wild as storms. It told her of ancient villages swallowed by floods, of travelers who followed its bends to unknown worlds, of souls who had whispered their last words into its current. But one dawn, the song broke. The water gurgled flat, voiceless, as though the music had been strangled. Alara plunged her hands into the stream. "Where are you? Why have you stopped?" A faint whisper rose, thin and cracking. "He comes. The collector. He steals the voices. If he takes mine, the stories will be lost forever." And Alara knew the shadow she'd seen in her dreams was real. So she followed the river, through thickets and valleys, over crumbling bridges and past villages where no one noticed the silence. 4 days she walked, until she reached a hollow cave where the current plunged underground. There, she saw him, the collector, cloaked in black. His hands were nets of shadow, and inside them flickered voices, struggling like fireflies. Each time he closed his fist, another melody was smothered. "You shouldn't be here," he hissed, his voice like gravel dragged over stone. "You're stealing their songs," Alara cried. "The river belongs to everyone. The river belongs to me," the collector growled, "for only I can silence the pain it carries. Do you not hear the sorrow in its songs?" Alara shook her head fiercely. Sorrow is still a story. Even grief deserves to be remembered. The collector surged toward her, shadows curling like smoke. Alara clutched the small flute her mother had carved for her, and without thinking, raised it to her lips. She played, not perfectly, but with all her heart, a trembling, imperfect song. The cave shook, the shadows faltered, the stolen voices quivered, then burst free, spilling into the river in a chorus of sound. The river roared with renewed song, louder and brighter than before. The collector shrieked, fading into mist. Exhausted, Alara collapsed by the bank. The river's voice wrapped around her gently, grateful and warm. "Because you listened, I live," it said. "Because you played, my song will never die." And when she returned home, the villagers noticed something new. The river no longer sang alone. At dusk, when the water shimmered with fading sunlight, they heard Alara's flute echoing its melody, weaving sorrow and joy together. The river still carried stories, of love, of loss, of hope, but now they belonged not to silence, nor to shadow, but to everyone who dared to listen.